Sir, I'll start.
Okay.
So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's Asset Colloquium, which is going to be organized online today. Surely we would have loved to have Professor Grover in person at TIFR, but he couldn't make it due to some unforeseen reason. So hence we are organizing this online. Once again, I don't think he requires any introduction of any type. But once again, because there might be many audience who have joined on the social media, just a couple of lines. Of course, he is a well-known condensed matter physicist in the country. He obtained his MSc Physics from Punjab University in 1972, and his PhD he is actually from TIFR in 1979. As I said, he was associated with TIFR for a long time, more than many decades, I must say, and he has retired as a senior professor of physics. And later on, he has become the vice chancellor of Punjab University, and currently he's an honorary professor at the Punjab Engineering College, which is deemed to be university in Chandigarh. And I also want to take this opportunity to say a couple of more words. Professor Grover has immense liking for this particular forum, asset, and he has been a constant source of strength to the asset for many decades. And in particular, during the time of Baba Centenary program, which lasted for 2 years, and he was actually heading that entire enterprise, 2009 and 10. It was he who actually suggested that asset should host at least one major colloquium every month, and that is 24 months or 24 colloquia. And not only that, he actually ensured that all the financial and other administrative opportunities are provided to asset, and he himself has been instrumental in bringing some of the top speakers of this country and abroad. So we always remember at asset his support and strength that he has been extending over a period of time. I think it is important that we say that on this occasion. With these few words, now it is over to Professor Arun Grover for his another very interesting and exciting colloquia. And he will share with you that he has already given 3 colloquia earlier in the asset. Over to Professor Grover.
So thank you, Satya, and good afternoon all. At the very outset, I owe an apology to all of you for not being present physically at TIFR today. I had sought today's colloquium specially from Satya in close proximity to J.R.D. Tata's birth date of July 29, which the Alumni Association has been commemorating since the year 2002. So my wife and I had booked to reach TIFR yesterday evening, but due to a medical emergency experienced by Neera, we had to cancel our departure for Bombay. So given the fact that 2 asset colloquia have already been given earlier this week, my instinct was to postpone today's lecture. However, Satya prevailed upon me that I should give today's lecture online. So I am here delivering the online lecture to all of you. Satya deserves special thanks from me for his continued interest in my colloquia talks. I have already given three colloquia talks since I left TIFR in 2012 to accept Vice Chancellorship of Punjab University. Just prior to going to Chandigarh for the VC-ship of PU, I had shouldered the responsibility of commemoration of Homi Bhabha birth centenary commemorations for 3 years, from 2008 to 2011. So during that time, many things happened. And one of the things was the release of a book titled A Magnificent Spirit by Indra Chaudhary and Anya Dasgupta in the Bhava Centenary Symposium in December of 2009. So that book on Bhava contains several letters exchanged between Bhava and others. And one such letter is a communication by Bhava to Birbal Sahni, written soon after Bhava lost his father in 1942. That communication is dated January of 1943. So I had an occasion to present a copy of that book to Ashok Sahni, the nephew of Birbal Sahni in Lucknow in May of 2010. And he in turn presented me a transcript of the unpublished biography of his grandfather, Ruchiram Sahni. I did not know about Ruchiram Sahni prior to it. He also told me that Ruchiram Sahni not only mentored his son Birbal Sahni, but he also had mentored Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar. So all of us at TIFR are aware of the support that Bhatnagar provided to Bhava in the initial years of TIFR. In fact, there used to be many photographs in the exhibition in the Homi Bhava of Fire, of Bhatnagar, Bhava, and others together. So Bhatnagar's role in stabilizing TIFR is well known to all of us. So this sort of made me curious, and I started to read about Ruchiram Sahni. So 2 years down the line, in 2012, in June of 2012, I got a call from the search committee for the VC-ship of PU. And when I met the search committee, as for my vision for PU, I said, I shall initiate the commemoration of 150th birth year of Ruchiram Sahni on the premise that the higher education in Punjab was commenced in January of 1864, few months after Ruchiram Sahni was born, and 2013 would be the 150th birth year of completion of higher education in Punjab. Another lofty idea that I told the search committee was that I shall try to implement the recommendations of Narayan Murthy committee report, which was titled Corporate Participation in Higher Education. And Satya will recall that we had hosted Narayan Murthy's TIFR Foundation Day lecture on June 4, 2012. And after that lecture, I had obtained this report from him before the report had become public. So whatever I gained out of it, I just used it to project a vision for Punjab University. So lo and behold, in a month, in July of 2012, I moved from Mumbai to Chandigarh, and I got a stamp released on Ruchiram Sahni in April of 2013. So Satya had visited Punjab University Physics Department, and he invited me to give an asset colloquium after completion of my 1 year, and I gave a talk titled Ruchiram Sahni to Homi Bhava via Birbal Sahni and Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar, a perspective. But this was the first of the 3 colloquia that I delivered in July of 2013. 3 years down the line, when I was reaching the age of superannuation in TIFR, I visited TIFR on the last day of my last working day of my formal retirement from TIFR on December 29, 2016. And I delivered this talk, Evolution of Education and Research Agenda in Pre- and Post-Independent India, a Personal Comprehension. So in the last 4 years, I had learned a lot about how the higher education in Punjab proceeded, and via that, how the higher education per se in India proceeded. Then, once again, 4 years down the line, as the nation started to prepare for 75 years since the Indian independence, I came to deliver this talk titled A.V. Hill Report to Kasturi Rangan's New Education Policies, 75 Years of Science and Technology in India. This was few months before the Indian Academy of Sciences sort of launched the commemoration of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. So today's colloquium is motivated by a remark by Vijay, which he did it at an online forum of Punjab Council of State Science and Technology. And he said, Punjab has produced so many scientists and very few people know about them. But this is a fact which needs to be publicized a lot. And he asked me to talk about it. And in particular, he wants me to write about all these things in some form. So this is the motivation for today's presentation. The writing part would happen in few years from now, but as of today, I shall provide you a glimpse into the contributions of scientists from northwest of India. And these include science popularizer, namely Ruchiram Sahni. It will include botanists, zoologists, geologists, archaeologists, mathematicians, chemists, pharma scientists, drug developers, medical scientists, physicists, technologists, agricultural scientists, food providers, entrepreneurs, atomic energy, and space scientists. Listed very long, but I shall include only those examples which are born well before the independence of India. You may not be able to read through all my slides, but the presentation would be available with Satya and also on the TIFR asset archives, and you can see through it later as well. So why do I call it Northwest? The university at Lahore was created in the year 1882 for the Northwest, which comprised Ranjit Singh's Punjab, Rajputana and Kashmir. So it was Northwest was Punjab, Rajputana and Kashmir. Now Punjab got subdivided at the time of partition of India. Punjab got reorganized in 1966. So many newer universities got established in Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh. So the domain of Punjab University actually got shrunk. So today it is Punjab University at Chandigarh, plus this yellow region, which is there in the shrunken state of Punjab today. Still, the Punjab University has 170 colleges, actually nearly 200 colleges as of now. The remaining colleges of Punjab are affiliated to two other universities, one at Amritsar and Punjabi, but all three universities have the common heritage, and that is the heritage of University of Punjab at Lahore. So this is just the book which was edited by C.N.R. Rao, and this is titled Founders of Modern Science in India, and this was released on March 31, 2021 on the occasion of the launch of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. So in this book, C.N.R. says that the clear evidence for practice of modern science in India can be found only in the 19th century. Why? Because the first two colleges in India came up in the year 1817, one Hindu college at Calcutta and the other CMS college at Kottayam. And after that, this process of opening more colleges and universities started to happen. So this book by Professor Rao and his wife, it has stories of 16 scientists, and these are subdivided into 4 categories. And of these 16 scientists, all of them are well-known names, and there are 3 from Punjab, namely Birbal Sahni, and then there is Bhatnagar, and the third one is D.N. Wadia. Wadia, of course, was educated in Baroda, but his first teaching job was at the Prince of Wales College in Jammu, and for first 10-15 years he taught in Punjab. Later on he moved to other places, Dehradun and then to Sri Lanka, and his last phase of D.N. Wadia's work was helping Homi Bhabha to set up the atomic minerals programs which were needed for India's atomic energy development program in partnership with Bhatnagar and CSIR, etc., etc. So these are the 3 scientists from Punjab who are there even in C.N.R. Rao's selection. So that gives you an idea of that this Punjab does have a reasonable scientific heritage. So this is another book which was published in the 75th year of Indian National Science Academy, and this was a collection of 40 scientists. Okay, and the selection was made by Jayant Narlikar's committee, and this consists of these 40 names. And as you can see, 7 of these names, okay, are from Punjab, namely Ruchiram Sani, Wadia, Birbal Sani, Bhatnagar, BP Paul, Pental, and P.K. Sethi, whose father N.K. Sethi was a student of C.V. Raman at Calcutta. So in the year 2009, the Bangalore Academy has also published one-page write-ups on 900 fellows of the Bangalore Academy. And as a VC, I had figured it out that 75 of them had Punjab origin. So 8% of the scientists in Indian Academy of Sciences had Punjab origin. So I also did a small exercise that the 40 scientists in this INSA book, okay, I subdivided into 5 categories because the Indian Universities Act, which was promulgated in 1904, which said the universities must do research, etc., etc. It was for the 5 universities of India: Bombay, Calcutta, Madras, Lahore, and Allahabad. So I have already told you there are 7 people in that book from Punjab. And from Bombay, there are 9. Bombay Presidency, there are 9. UP and Central Provinces, there are 8. Bengal, there are 9. Madras, there are 11. So this gives you an idea that the scientific heritage of India is reasonably well distributed across all regions of India. Few people figure in the 2 lists. For instance, Raman is included in Bengal Presidency as well as in Madras Presidency. So is Krishnan. So is BP Paul included in UP as well as in Punjab. And a few duplicate cases, but my central point is the scientific heritage of India is not a preserve of one region of India, it's evenly distributed. So this is another fact which I find very instructive. So INSA was created as National Institute of Sciences in Calcutta in 1934. It's commenced operations on 7th of January 1935. INSA has had 40 presidents so far. And out of these 40 presidents, 9 of them have a Punjab origin. 5 as presidents of National Institute of Sciences. It's earlier avatar and later NIS named as INSA. And so INSA also had 4 presidents in the shape of INSA from Punjab. So all this should convince you that Punjab has a heritage to talk about. This is another bit of thing which I have shown in one of the colloquia earlier. This is the proceedings of a symposium held by National Institute of Sciences in 1943, talk about how to reorganize research, scientific research in India after the Second World War. So these proceedings had 22 papers. One of them was contributed by Baba, which was titled Allocation of Scientific Research to the Universities. So this is Baba talking about the research to the universities before even the conception and proposal for TIFR per se. So in this, amongst these 22 papers, 4 of them were contributed by scientists from Punjab, namely Post-War Organization of Scientific Research in India by Sir Sahib Singh Soki, Organization of Scientific and Industrial Research by Bhatnagar, Zoological Research by Hora, and another paper by Hora on plea for establishment of Fisheries Research Institute. And you, all of you know that the Fisheries Research Institute today exists in Mumbai as a university. So actually the entire agenda for development of scientific research and development of India that we have witnessed over 75 years was all done by the teacher scientists of India as early as 1943. So this is another book which came up in 2018, which said Sparkling Punjabi Scientists, and it lists one-page description of 200 Punjabi scientists, and 150 of them, okay, are the ones who are born before the independence of India. So this all should also convince you of that in numbers also the scientists from Punjab are reasonably large. And I am going to describe some of them, large number of them just picked up from the descriptions given in this book. So how did the heritage of scientific heritage of Punjab come about? We are all aware that Punjab was the last state which the East India Company annexed, and that happened in 1949. And soon after the annexation of Punjab, you see, the first education policy of India was initiated, okay, in the form of a Woods Dispatch in 1954. 3 universities, their proposals came in 1855, 1856. Universities got established in 1857. Punjab University was created in 1882 by bifurcating the domain of Calcutta University. Later on, it was further bifurcated and the university at Allahabad came into being in 1887. So prior to annexation of Punjab, the northwest of India was actually identified with the present day UP. In fact, the last lieutenant governor of Northwest in the time of East India Company was Sir Charles Thomason, and he is the one who created the College of Civil Engineering at Roorkee, which is today the IIT Roorkee. So he was the last governor of Northwest. After that, when notion Northwest disappeared from UP and the Northwest started to get identified, as I said, with the Maharaja Ranjit Singh's Punjab, Rajputana and Kashmir. So I also told you that at the beginning of the 20th century, India had 5 universities. And these five universities, the Lord Curzon enacted the Indian Universities Act. And that act said that the universities must appoint teachers who have the potential for research. However, the British, the colonial government at that time did not give any money to appoint university teachers. Universities also didn't have campuses. Universities, there were also no university departments per se. So in the case of Punjab, as I told you, the higher education commenced with the opening of a government college in Lahore in January of 1864. And Sir Gangaram was a student at the government college Lahore, and he was picked up by when he was intermediate students to study civil engineering at Roorkee. He returned back to Punjab to become an entrepreneur, innovator, and builder of modern Lahore. So in some sense, Gangaram was 10 years elder to Vishweshwaraya, but his contributions, which by reckoning was comparable to that of M. Vishweshwaraya, and I would put him as equivalent of M. Vishweshwaraya. Gangaram, of course, passed away in 1936, so he didn't live to see independent India. Vishweshwaraya, we were lucky that he lived for over 100 years, and the second Bharat Ratna award in the country in independent India was given to Vishweshwaraya. So Dayal Singh Majithia was also a contemporary of Gangaram. He had founded the Tribune and thereafter played a crucial role in establishing the University of Punjab at Lahore on the lines of modern universities in Europe. So the Punjab Science Institute was set up by Ruchiram Sani and his teacher J.C. Oman in 1885. However, this folded up in 1898. So Ruchiram Sani had got motivation to set up this Punjab Science Institution from the Indian Association of Cultivation of Science, which he saw for 1 year when he was posted in Calcutta as a meteorological officer. So he was a contemporary of Ashutosh Mukherjee at Presidency College for 1 year. And this is how he came in contact with the Bengal science. But however, at Lahore, there were no equivalents of J.C. Bose and P.C. Ray. That is why the research agenda at Punjab or at Lahore took a while to commence. We are about 20 to 30 years behind in commencement of research at Lahore. So by the end of 19th century, there were 15 colleges in Lahore, but there was no research per se at Lahore. It is only after the introduction of the Indian Universities Act, the teachers in government college, namely at Government College Lahore, were allowed to go abroad and study leave and get an exposure to research. So this is Dayal Singh Majeethia for you. He was not only a founder of Tribune, but he was also a founder of Lahore Brahmo Samaj. Ruchiram Sani had been motivated and nurtured in some sense by Brahmo Samaj, mentored by Dayal Singh Majeethia, and he had also become a Brahmo. So Ruchiram Sani, a Brahmo, down the line nurtured Shanti Sukh Bhatnagar, whose father was also a Brahmo. In fact, he was the principal of a school which Ruchiram Sani had set up in his hometown. Vera, and Bhatnagar was also born in the same town where Ruchiram Sani was born. These are all very interesting facts. So this is Ruchiram Sani for you. Okay, and Ruchiram Sani was, as I told you, was the founder secretary of Punjab Science Institute. He was the first native science teacher in Government College Lahore, equivalent to the first native science teacher in the form of J.C. Bose in Presidency College, Calcutta. Ruchiram Sani was the first one to work with Lord Rutherford at the age of 50 in Manchester. And on his return from Manchester in 1916, he also worked with C.V. Raman in Calcutta for some months. He retired from Government College in 1980. So as I told you that it's only after the 1904, the research agenda of Punjab commences. Small grants are made available to the universities to invite eminent teachers from abroad to spend, to have an extended stay in the Indian institution. It's like the Gyan scheme which Modi ji started in the year 2014. So a Gyan scheme 1.0 is one which was commenced in 1904. So from 1912 onwards, Punjab University had started to invite researchers from abroad. First such visitor was Mr. Daniel Jones, who was followed by Ramsay Muir. And it is Ramsay Muir who started intercollegiate classes for talented students picked up from the different colleges of Lahore. So there is an eminent professor who is visiting Lahore. He collects bright students from the colleges of Lahore and sort of gives them some lectures. This is how this notion of intercollegiate instruction started in Lahore. A year down the line, Professor A. Smithels, a fellow of the Royal Society, visited Lahore, and he got hold of a young teacher from Government College Lahore, and he asked him to prepare a scheme for honor school teaching in chemistry under the central control of the university. Teaching to be provided on collective basis by senior teachers of different colleges of Lahore. So it's under the same scheme. Punjab University had invited Compton in the year 1926. Compton had visited Mumbai also in 1926, and Baba had listened to the lecture of Compton, and that is what is believed to have inspired Baba to take up a career in physics. So in 1990, Punjab University governing body approved the initiation of an integrated honors school, which was an integrated bachelor's and master's program. But instead of 2 + 2 years bachelor's plus master's, it was 3 + 1. So instead of 2 + 2, BA was BA or BSc honors was for 3 years, followed by 1 year of MSc. So it's very similar to what is being talked now under the new education policy, that 3 + 2 be split into 4 + 1. So the bachelor's course is of 1 year extra. And after the bachelor's course, students are prepared to enter for PhD program directly. So this, whatever is being thought to be practiced from NEP from this year onwards, was actually practiced at Lahore from 1919 onwards. But this idea is not originally from Lahore. This idea actually came from Madras in 1911, where the 3 years bachelor's program was introduced in 2 colleges of Madras, namely the Presidency College and another college in Madras. So it's those 2 colleges, they practice this 3 + 1 system. Punjab University adopted it, and this is what is now being supposed to be adopted for the NEP. So it is such a system which nurtured selected students and prepared them for career in research. And it is this spirit only which eventually gave the Punjab University all the researchers. So the college teachers who had gone abroad for higher study, this included Shivram Kashyap, Gopal Singh Chawla, Baba Kartar Singh, Birbal Sani, etc. So all these people who had gone for higher studies abroad, they came back, and by 1919, they had been appointed as teachers to teach these students, selected students from colleges of Lahore in this 3+1 system. So essentially preparing the researchers, future researchers on behalf of the Northwest region. So in 1919 itself, the university had decided to construct a university chemical laboratories, and they advertised for a position of Professor of Physical Chemistry and Director of University Chemical Laboratory. And this is where Bhatnagar returned as the first Director of University Chemical Laboratories in the year 1925. Before that, he was serving as a research professor at Banaras Hindu University for a period of 3 years from 1921 to 24 on the lines of C.V. Raman as a Palat professor in Calcutta University. So Raman had visited Lahore in 1920 and delivered 15 lectures at Government College Lahore, but Physics Honours School was the last honours school to start in Lahore in 1934. Kichlu, the first PhD student of Meghnad, had taken up a job at Government College Lahore in 1929, and he became an integral part of the Physics Honours School at Lahore from 34 to 47. The first teacher to be appointed on behalf of Punjab University was B.M. Anand, and Rajinder Singh has written a biography of B.M. Anand, and this biography was incidentally released just last week on 21st of July, 1923. So Chawla, a very well-known mathematician, had returned to Lahore in 1936 as head of the Department of Mathematics at Government College Lahore, and he is the one who set up the Lahore School of Mathematics. The Lahore School of Mathematics produced very many great students: Hari Ram Gupta, Aular, Bamba. Would-be Nobel laureate Salam was also a student of Sarojdaman Chawla at Lahore. The founder of Tata Consultancy, F.C. Colley, was also a student of Sarojdaman Chawla at Lahore. So this is a book which came up just 2 years ago from Calcutta. It is published in Springer Verlag, and it talks of research school of number theory in India. And you can see the chapter 2 of this book is Punjab School for Research and Number Theory. And it says Sarojdaman Chawla, Hansraj Gupta, and R.P. Bhamba. So all this should convince you that this scientific heritage of Punjab is indeed reasonably rich. So how was the honor school system different from the normal way of teaching BA and MA students? This is, I again extracted from Rajinder Singh's recent book. He says, teaching in honor school, it says from the PU calendar 1945, Rajinder found out for me, the teaching in honor school shall consist of discussion between teacher and students, guidance in reading and criticism of written and practical work. So teacher and student was to learn together in Guru Shishya Parampara, okay, and there was no emphasis on memorizing or vomiting out things in the examination. The examination system was supposed to be different, learning was supposed to be different, and this is what gave Punjab a large number of good students who went on to become eminent researchers in independent India. So this is what I am going to talk about in the next 25 minutes. So this is a list of early science teachers, okay, at Government College at Punjab University at Lahore. The underlined names are the ones who are actually researchers. The number may be very small, but the quality of work that they produced was really phenomenal. So I have just collected. This again is from Rajinder Singh's recent book. This is the physics researchers at Lahore. Okay, and you can see several names. Kichlu had worked with Saha. B.M. Anand came from Cambridge. R.M. Chaudhary had worked with Mark Oliphant, Yara Singh Gill had worked with Compton, and G.L. Datta had worked with C.V. Raman. This is the intercollegiate faculty of the honor school at Lahore, and this sort of gives you the kind of teachers which nurtured physics students at Lahore. And this is a administrative structure. There used to be a board of control for honor school in physics, and this also, these names I got it from Rajinder Singh's recent book. So this is for you the first researcher at University of Punjab at Lahore, namely Shivram Kashyap, who mentored Birbal Sahni. So Shivram Kashyap actually was a medical doctor who left his medical profession and had accepted a job of a biology teacher in government college. Okay, in 1906, then he went abroad, came back, and started this research in botany per se at Lahore. And not only Shivram Kashyap was a student, but Birbal Sahni was a student, but he also produced very many other eminent students, namely A.C. Joshi, M.S. Randhawa, P.N. Mehra. A.C. Joshi was, as a Vice Chancellor of Punjab University, Chandigarh, is the one who really built the Punjab University in independent India as a research university, where I was educated, Ajay Sood was educated, and so many others. So this portrait or this plaque, I got it put up in the Kashyap Hall of Punjab University. Botany department of Punjab University is called Kashyap Hall, but I must confess that before I became a VC, I did not know why it was being called a Kashyap Hall and how great Kashyap was as a researcher on behalf of Punjab. So this is Birbal Sahni for you. Okay, and Birbal Sahni, okay, he collated evidence in fossil samples of Himalayas for the proposition of the theory of continental drift. And Himalayan range came into as a consequence of, this continental drift. So this guy had a kid had been collecting these samples when he went on trips every summer to Ladakh under the leadership of Shivram Kashyap. So actually, the National Council of Science and Technology made a 5-part serial called Fossil Memoirs. So we have seen, this Rocket Boy for serial, but it has many errors. But this Fossil Memorial serials, which was commissioned at the centenary of birth centenary of Baba, actually, I could get hold of only one part of that serial from Pune. I don't know where the remaining parts are, but I would sort of urge Satya to get this parts from Nandan Kudiyadi in Pune, and they are worth projecting in TIFR, this 5-part serial on Birbal Sahni. So this is M.S. Randhawa for you. M.S. Randhawa was an ICS officer. After doing his MSc in botany in 1929, he became ICS officer. His last posting as a civil servant was the Chief Commissioner of UT Chandigarh, but he had been associated with RIA, IERI in various capacities as an administrator. After his retirement, he became Vice Chancellor of Punjab Agricultural University, and it is he who implemented whatever was to be done for bringing in the Green Revolution in Punjab. So Randhawa was honored with Innovator in Agriculture Award by President of India in 1974. And Randhawa, like Baba, was much into the cultural things, and he was chosen for Rope Day Honor of Punjab University, Punjabi Literature in 1968. Randhawa indeed was also born in 1909, so he was truly a contemporary of Homi Bhabha. This is A.C. Joshi for you. Joshi was also a classmate of Randhawa, so a contemporary of Baba. And A.C. Joshi is the one, who served as a director of botany laboratories at Lahore. He was a VC of Punjab University, and he is the one who got built the present PU campus. After the VC-ship of Punjab University, he also served as a VC of Banaras Hindu University. He is the one who wrote the book Flora of Lahore as early as 1931. Okay, he co-authored this book with Shivram Kashyap. Okay, soon after doing his master's in botany. So, Punjab University, we instituted the Shivram Kashyap Oration lectures to know more about the botany heritage of Punjab University. So, 10 such lectures have been given so far, and you can see this is who's of India. 5 of them have been given by the alumni of Punjab University: Deepak Pental, Bawa, Gurdev Singh, Kush, Satish Verma, Khosla. Gurdev Singh Kush, okay, was not only a fellow of the Royal Society, but he also received the World Food Prize in the year 1996. Now, 8 Indians have got the World Food Prize so far. 3 of them are from Punjab, namely Gurdev Kush, okay, Surinder Vasal, and Ratan Lal. They were educated, not only born in Punjab, but they are also educated in Punjab. And India has a very rich share in the World Food Prize. Out of 50 odd persons who have got the World Food Prize since the year 1987, 8 are from India. Unfortunately, we do not celebrate them as they ought to be celebrated. So, Punjab University also has this notion of awarding Vigyan Ratan awards, and Gurdev Singh Kush had been given a Vigyan Ratan award in 2008, and I had taken the initiative of having him given the honoris causa degree in the year 2015 also. Professor Yashpal also received the Vigyan Ratan Award of Punjab University. Ajay Sood received the Vigyan Ratan Award of Punjab University. Punjab University also has Udyog Ratan Award. So FC Kohli was given a Udyog Ratan Award in 2015. Sukhdev received the Udyog Ratan Award in 2014. Munjal of this Hero Honda and group Bharti, the Airtel Bharti Mittal is also part of the Udyog Ratan heritage of Punjab University. So this is a photograph taken in March 14, and this is FC Kohli. This is mathematician Professor R.P. Bhamba, along with Nityananda and Sukhdev. All 4 of them were students, together with Hargobind Khurana, a Nobel laureate in physiology, and Abdul Salam, a Nobel laureate in physics later. All 6 of them were together, students at Government College, Lahore. So this is Nityanand for you, and Nityanand has to his credit 113 national and international patents. So you can, Nityanand is still alive, he's 98 years of age, and he still writes. His daughter is also a very eminent scientist of India. This is Sukhdev. He was awarded Padma Bhushan, and Sukhdev is acknowledged amongst a rare category of scientists who themselves proceed towards technology development and production that brings economic benefits to the society. So this is Sarvadaman Chawla. I got this thing put up in front of, just at the entrance to the International Guest House, okay, in the year 2017, because Sarvadaman Chawla is described in the Wikipedia as born in London, educated in Cambridge, okay, and American mathematician, British-born American mathematician of an Indian origin. This is how the Wikipedia describes him. So Chawla had left India in 1947. He was a contemporary of Chandrasekhar at Cambridge. So Chandrasekhar had arranged for him to go to Institute of Advanced Studies, Princeton. He never came back, but he produced very many mathematicians in America. And after Ramanujam, Harishchandra, if there is a third mathematician that India has given to the international community, of course, TIFR has contributed many eminent mathematicians, and I had heard of Chawla from Professor Raghunathan's lecture delivered in 1876, many years ago. So Salam was a student of Chawla, and it's Salam's first paper came up as Chawla submitted his solution on a problem to Ramanujan for publication. The two of them were solving the problem together. Salam solved it earlier than his guru Chawla, and Chawla submitted his solution for a publication in the name of Salam, and that is how Salam got his first paper, research paper in mathematics at Lahore. So Salam was 1 year junior to Bamba, and they remained close friends all throughout their lives. So Chawla had returned first as a faculty at Andhra University Voltaire, as Radhakrishnan became its first VC, and he moved from BHU to Voltaire. Chawla also for a while was at BHU. So Radhakrishnan took Chawla to Voltaire on the recommendation of Chandrasekhar. And Chawla felt isolated at Voltaire, and this is a letter written by Chandrasekhar to Chawla. He says, I do not subscribe to your description of Andhra University as a mathematically uneventful place, because Chawla is there and who has proved without any hypothesis a deep result due to little work. So, and this is the kind of stature Chawla had. So this is Hansraj Gupta. The maths building in Punjab University is named after Hansraj Gupta. And Bamba had returned from Cambridge to join Hansraj Gupta, who was at a government intermediate college, Hoshiarpur, all through his life. And intermediate college, he was doing mathematics research of great importance. So Bamba returned from Cambridge to join him, and the two of them then rebuilt the School of Mathematics, which had got left at Lahore. This is F.C. Kohli for you, the legendary founder of the Tata Consultancy Services. So this is the first Vice Chancellor of University of Punjab at Lahore. Punjab University had only one full-time Vice Chancellor prior to 1947, and he was the entomologist, and he was also the Foundation Fellow of the National Academy of Sciences. He was also a principal of the Agricultural College at Lalpur, which in India became the Punjab Agricultural University down the line after the college was first established as the Punjab Agricultural College in Ludhiana. This is another entomologist and an agricultural scientist who was the director of IARI prior to independence. Okay. This is B.P. Paul, the first Director General of Indian Council of Agricultural Research. He was also a contemporary of M.S. Randhawa. So he did a botany master's from University of, he was born in Punjab, but he did a botany master's from University of Rangoon because his father was posted as a medical officer there. And B.P. Paul, Borlaug says, it was during B.P. Paul's leadership that agronomic research equaled the best in the world. He was truly the architect of India's Green Revolution. B.P. Paul is also referred as the Homi Bhabha of agricultural research. So he is, in some sense, you can see that he is also a contemporary of Bhabha. And B.P. and Swaminathan said that B.P. Paul shaped the course of Indian agriculture for over 3 decades and designed the instruments for achieving interdisciplinary and interinstitutional cooperation in basic and applied sciences. He ranks amongst the most eminent biological scientists India has produced. So this is a zoology pioneer from Lahore, he was 3 years senior to Bhatnagar at Government College Lahore. And when Bhatnagar got his PhD from London, Pell had got his PhD from Oxford. So he was the head of the Department of Zoology. He was the second president of Allahabad Academy after the founder president Meghnad Saha. So Zoology Department of Punjab University, by virtue of Shivram Kashyap being the first biology researcher at Lahore, has a very, very rich heritage. This is another zoologist from Lahore, namely Sundarlal Hora, who was the president of the INSA as well. He was also a contemporary of Bhatnagar at Lahore. And S.L. Hora was the president of INSA, and INSA instituted a medal in his honor. So this is another zoologist who was a fisheries expert, once again a fisheries expert from Punjab University, and INSA instituted a medal lecture in his honor also, and he was 2 years younger to Bhatnagar at Lahore. So this is Vishwanath, another contemporary of Bhatnagar at Lahore. Okay, he was a zoologist and a cricketer. Actually, he got his first job as a cricketer because he was a great talent in cricket. Maharaja of Patiala gave him a job in Mahindra College, but he left the very high-paid job and returned to Lahore on half the salary, okay, to work as a lecturer in zoology, and he went on to work on cytology. He was a student again at Shivram Kashyap at one time. So there is a Vishwanath Memorial Lecture which is held by INSA every year, and the Zoology Department of Punjab University is named after him as Vishwanath Hall. So this is Dayaram Sani, who is again from Bhera, okay, same town as Ruchiram Sani and Bhatnagar. He is the one who initiated the excavation of Indus Valley at Harappa. So he was the archaeologist coming from this small town, Bhera in Punjab. So this is another contemporary of Shivram Kashyap, Ramnath Chopra, who is considered the father of Indian pharmacology. He was president of INSA 1939-40. So this is Bawa Kartar Singh. Raman had invited him to be the first vice president of Indian Academy of Sciences in the year 1934. There is a lecture in his honor every year. 38 lectures have been given in Chandigarh, in Punjab University, in the name of Bawa Kartar Singh. But the very first lecture, Bawa Kartar Singh lecture, was delivered by none other than Homi Bhabha. This is another contemporary of Shivram Kashyap. I have already mentioned about it, Sir Sahib Singh Sokhi. Sokhi was nominated member of the first Rajya Sabha when Meghnad Saha arrived there as a member of the Lok Sabha from Calcutta. And he is the one who made outstanding contribution, okay, for the antibiotics manufacturing in India. So Bhatnagar, everybody knows. I don't have to tell you more about it. Bhatnagar was a member of the Sarkar committee, which wrote the blueprint for IITs. Bhatnagar also was a member of the Sargent committee, which is the second education policy of India. Okay, Bhatnagar was also the first chairman of UGC. Okay, and this is Bhatnagar and Birbal Sani for you. Birbal Sani looks like Nehru because Birbal Sani was a contemporary of Nehru. They have the same date of birth, 14th of November. And Birbal Sani, of course, was 2 years younger to Nehru. He was so much enamored by Nehru that he always attired himself in this Nehru dress of Achkan cap and so on. So this is Brahm Prakash. Brahm Prakash was a PhD who did his PhD with Bhatnagar at Lahore. He was inducted by Bhabha as a metallurgist for atomic energy program. And after his retirement from the atomic energy program, he joined the space program. Okay, and then MGK Menon said that it is Brahm Prakash who brought success to Thumba Equatorial Rocket Launching Station, which is called Vikram Sarabhai Space Center today. He wielded together all the amorphous entities of which it was composed and nurtured into a dynamic structure. So this is Brahm Prakash and Satish Dhawan. They had traveled to America together in the year 1945 in the Government of India for fellowship. And Brahm Prakash and Satish Dhawan are the ones who set up this example of how to work together for a mission-oriented research in India. So the time spent together in Lahore, okay, became a sort of a legacy, and Yashpal also joined them. So Dhawan, Yashpal, and Brahm Prakash, Yash Prakash, of course, was the eldest of them, who set this notion of working together for mission of strategic missions of India. So this is Satish Dhawan for you, and this is a Kalam sandwich between Satish Dhawan and Brahm Prakash. And Kalam always acknowledged Satish Dhawan and Brahm Prakash as his gurus. And so this is Hargobind Khurana for you. Khurana says that he applied to 2 departments at Lahore, English Literature and Honours course in Chemistry. He says he did not appear for the interview or chemistry, but anyway, the chemistry department admitted him in the honours school. So Khurana had this Gurbaksh Singh, the first VC of University of Hyderabad, as his batchmate, and 2 of them wrote together with their teacher, Mahan Singh, research papers at Lahore. And Khurana had traveled to UK on Government of India fellowship. Gurbaksh Singh went to America, and rest they say is history. And this is Mulk Sani, another son of Ruchiram Sani for you. He was geologist. The geology department building is known as M.R. Sani Hall. So this is the first Professor Harkishan Singh. He received Padma Shri a few years ago. He was born in 1928. Okay, few years after Salam and Professor Bamba. He is the first pharmacist of India to be honored with Padma Shri. This is Professor Kesa, who got Bhatnagar Prize in Chemistry in 1972. This is S.K. Trehan from Punjab University, who got Bhatnagar Prize in 1976. He was a student of S. Chandrasekhar at Chicago. This is Professor Pasi, well known to the mathematicians of TIFR. He got Bhatnagar Prize in 1983. This is Ma'am Hanskill, eminent woman mathematician of India, again well known to the mathematicians of Punjab University. This is Pyara Singh Gill, a contemporary of Bhabha, who had the distinction of being the first professor of experimental physics that Bhabha had inducted in 1947. He left atomic energy early, went on to be the professor and head at Chandigarh Muslim University, and he nurtured very many physics professors and heads of the physics departments in the Northern Indian University. This is Professor Yashpal, who had commenced his education under Kichlu and B.M. Anand at Lahore. He was still doing his BSc Honours School when India became independent, and it is Bhatnagar who helped him to complete his MSc, sent him to Bhabha to complete his small little thesis, which was needed for MSc Honours School, and he stayed on in TIFR, and rest is history. So not only many other people from Punjab came to Atomic Energy Program after 47. This includes K.G. Vora, M.S. Chadha, and several other people. K.G. Vora is the one, okay, a contemporary of Yashpal, who was the president of Indian Association of Radiation Protection. And the idea of introducing TLD badges to replace the earlier dosimeters for monitor radiation, all this was done by K.G. Vora in 1960s. And K.G. Vora was nurtured by none other than H.J. Taylor, the same H.J. Taylor who was one of the first scientists when TIFR came into being in 1945, and who was the one who inducted people like Yashpal, Devendra Lal, and so on into the TIFR system. This is G.P. Talwar, who is the founder of National Institute of Immunology. This is Santokh Singh Anand, who is credited for establishment of PGI in Chandigarh. He's a doctor, again, a contemporary of Homi Bhabha. This is Rajendranath Dogra, another contemporary of Homi Bhabha, who is credited for recommencing Punjab Engineering College and establishing the IIT Delhi. So all of you know that the seminar hall of IIT Delhi is named as Rajendranath Dogra Hall. So thank you. I have come to the end of the talk. I hope I have validated the premise that the scientific heritage is indeed rich and it is needed to be known and recorded for posterity. I have included only examples who are born well before the independence of India. And I have highlighted contemporaries of Shivram Kashyap, Bhatnagar, Bhabha, and Khurana. I have not been able to cover all. I have the soft copy of the book edited by Sani and Kohli, which I can make available to Satya, and many people can get it from Satya, okay, later on. And let me end by showing you this photograph of Yashpal on the day of deliverance of first B.M. Anand Memorial Lecture, okay, when this plaque was also put up in the seminar hall of Physics Department of Punjab University, where the book Bal Mukunda Anand, his journey across the partition of India by Rajinder Singh, was released on July 21, 2023. So thank you very much. Sorry for taking a little more time.
Absolutely no problem, sir. It was a fantastic, as one always expects from you, so exhaustive, so comprehensive, covering several decades, actually centuries, you can say, bringing out very, very subtle details which many of us obviously are completely unaware of, but also bringing up the real pioneers of not just physics, biology, or scientists in general, but wide spectrum, technology, science, medicine, all other professions. And it's a fantastic talk. It is a kind of a feast for all of us. So with that, I request if there are any questions to Professor Grover, please unmute yourself and ask the question.
Arun, this is Vinod.
Yes, Vinod.
From Bombay. No,
thank you.
Do you have any explanation as to why this has not been recognized adequately?
No, after all, I have not told K. Vijayaraghavan.
No. I'm not making that. I'm saying, do you have any analysis as to why it has not been recognized adequately? From whatever description you have given, it is pretty obvious.
See, university got partitioned. University got partitioned.
In India.
It had to be
this too should have been taken cognizance of. So I'm wondering whether you have pondered over that part. And the second thing is, there's no question that all these people attained, exemplary stature, and many of them contributed also to the growth of science and technology in India, especially in the post-independent era. But what actually was the main reason that many of them were not as effective in the pre-independent period? Is it again lack of adequate support from all the institutions, or the country was too poor?
The British never supported any research other than the agricultural research. CSIR came into being only in 1942. And when Bhatnagar moved to set up CSIR, only 5 lakh rupees were made available to Bhatnagar to support.
That I'm aware of. But so lack of adequate resources must have been a pivotal reason. But what about the under recognition? Do you have any thoughts on that?
See, government in independent India, they received, the only person who did not receive adequate recognition in independent India is Meghnad Saha. Saha deserved Bharat Ratna. It is Saha's foresight that India has all these plans which the politicians implemented. If Saha had not taken initiative to have the 1943 symposium got going by prompting J.C. Ghosh you will not have a plan for development of India, which A.V. Hill endorsed. It is A.V. Hill report which Nehru implemented with the help of PMS Blackett as advisor. So it is all recorded in that book which came from Canada later on. Okay, so there is this fat book from Canada which came.
So are you suggesting that if Saha had been adequately recognized, maybe things could have been different?
No, I mean, so he did not receive recognition, but rest of the people got recognition. So everybody, I mean, 1954, the Ratna Awards are started. Raman
Anyway.
gets Bharat Ratna, okay, and St. Bose gets the Vigyan Padma Vibhushan, but Nagar gets Padma Bhushan. Manalavis gets Padma Bhushan. So many people got the Padma Awards in the first few years. In the very
Yes.
Vishweshwaraya was chosen for the Bharat Ratna Award. The scientists were rewarded, and after the Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Awards were established, first it was one award, then it became many awards, then so many other things happened in India. Scientists did receive recognition. Only thing is, somewhere we lost the plot in the science that the CSR laboratories, the interaction between them and the industry, that reduced. CSR labs were supposed to be nurtured by government and the industry together. Whatever is being supposed to be done now in the year 2022 via the NRF, that 14,000 crore rupees will be given by government and 36,000 crores should come from the industry. If this had been done, okay, in the 1960s, and if the Indian industry was involved in the manufacture of goods in India by giving adequate tax concessions, which were not given because we were in the socialist regimes of that time, three things would have been different.
No, thank you. No, my purpose was only that what is the lesson to learn for our future year onwards? That was the intention. Anyway, thank you.
Implement the corporate participation in higher education report given by Narayan Murthy in toto. We are shy of implementing that report in toto.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, so thanks both of you. Once again, there is one more question from Dr. Rajendra Singh.
Yes. Okay, first of all, thank you very much for the good lecture, plus making publicity for my work. Now you started history of science after you became vice chancellor. You took many initiatives which are still existing. There are people who are interested in the history of science. My question is why there are no regular chairs about the history of science when we know we have excellent scientists in India before partition and after. So what can be done to improve the situation?
Somebody like UGC should take an initiative. All India Council of Science Technical Education should take an initiative. ICMR should take an initiative. So all these central agencies which provide funding for so many things, there are so many chairs. So they can institute history of science and various these things and award it to the universities. So on periodic basis, people could be appointed to these chairs, particularly after their superannuation, give it to some eminent academic who has interest in such things for a period of 3 to 5 years, provide adequate support in the form of some contingency and some research assistantship, and then the histories will get written for posterity.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any more questions? Let me actually share. You talked about Virbal Saini's research towards Himalayas. The next talk is going to be next week is going to be by Professor Vinod Gaur, Honorary Emeritus Scientist from CSIR Fourth Paradigm Institute. He's going to talk on plate tectonics and making of Himalaya and ongoing.
So
So,
that is what the people done it. See,
yes.
Nandan Kudi, I'll send you this link for Nandan. He has at least part 1 of that series,
Okay,
which
okay.
shared it with me. So you can at least play that part 1 of the series.
Yeah, you mentioned about it. So I thought it was a coincidence that the very next asset colloquium, which was of course proposed by Professor Vivek Datar. I'm sure we are going to have another interesting lecture next week. If there are no more questions, so I would like to thank Professor Arun Grover for, as I said, for an excellent colloquium today, true to his trademark kind of lecture. And I'm sorry I kind of force you to give a talk online. Yeah, obviously, a talk in person would have been a lot more effective, but I'm sure in October we'll have you talking in TF AG 66 on another equally interesting topic. And thanks once again. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Satya.